Aha! Welcome to JR Business. I assume a lot of you guys are coming over from my automotive channel, JR Garage, and if so, we're glad to have you. If you're completely new, then welcome. The purpose of this channel is to empower entrepreneurs everywhere. I want to share with you guys exactly what I have done, the steps I have taken to make the money I make, be in the position to buy all these cars, and live the lifestyle I have always dreamed of, all while in high school at 17. Now, this isn't my car channel, but I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are wondering about these cars if you're new here. So as we walk toward the office, let me give you a quick rundown of what we have. So the Lamborghini, of course, very fun car. The Dodge Viper, that was one of our earliest cars. That was a big achievement. One of my dream cars at a very young age. I bought that car when I was 16. Lamborghini came just a month ago when I was 17. M3, always broken, hooray. Ellis, my 1988 944 turbo with a V8 engine. This is kind of the track monster, just crazy car. The Ferrari, that I also bought when I was 16. Another huge just goal, huge achievement. I always love to set goals so that I can always challenge myself. Here's the Porsche 944 turbo and there's the Corvette. So there's part of our car collection. But keep in mind, guys, as a lot of you already know, it was not always this easy. When the recession hit, when we were younger, times were extremely tough. We did not have any of these cars. We did not have any of the money to buy them. My family actually was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. It was not a good sight, not a good outlook going forward. I rarely dwell on these tough times because I'm always looking forward. I'm always looking forward to the next positive thing that lies ahead. I just mentioned these things to remind you guys that we started these businesses with absolutely nothing. All right, let's go talk about it. All right, welcome to the office. This is who we are, this is what we do, and this is our mission.
Hi, my name is Christian. I am 19 years old and I am Jeff's older brother.
Remember, guys, it's always about the group. You can never do this alone. Without him and all of our great friends, none of this would be possible. So given that we're serial entrepreneurs, that means that we're involved in multiple different ventures at one time. So here are the industries that we're currently involved in.
We're involved with investments, both wholesale and retail, the stock market, rentals, both short-term and long-term, and digital marketing.
We are also involved in YouTube, as you guys know, app development, online marketplaces, clothing brands, and graphic design. Let's go more in depth into these industries. As you guys hear all the time, everyone always says start a business with your passion and then it won't feel like work, right? Well, from a very young age, we've always loved collecting things, old memorabilia, coins, just the history comes to life. I mean, think of things we've come across, documents,
Absolutely. The stuff will blow your mind and it continues to blow our mind every day.
We've always had this passion for old antiques and collecting them. So that's been fun. And in the early years, we realized real quick, holy moly, you can make money on these, buying and reselling them. We began buying and reselling all these different items, learning a ton.
We just continued to learn the ins and outs of this business as we started growing it bigger and bigger between shipping and inventory and keeping track of profits, what we have into an item before we go to sell it, and marketing, getting it out there.
Where to sell them. We sold some things on eBay, we sold things at local auctions, consignments, stores. There was a host of different things, but we were just hustling at that young age. So this somewhat small business has grown into a massive investment business over the past 8 years. Now to the point where we have a clientele of thousands of people around the world who we supply high-end investments to. These items include numismatics, coins, currency, commodities, comics,
and rare documents and autographs and also
signatures,
sports memorabilia.
It's awesome. Here, we brought a couple examples. We just grabbed a few things just to show you guys, but okay, so starting off with documents. Holy moly. Okay, this is one, it is called a land grant. So when somebody bought or sold a portion of land in a state, you basically fill out these ones. Maybe it's kind of like a bill of sale in a way. So this is dated 1792. Holy moly, and it's signed by Thomas Mifflin in 2 spots. And that was the first governor of Pennsylvania. So this is a very rare historical document worth a good amount that we'll eventually hand off to one of our investors one of these days. But that's pretty neat. 1792, it's crazy to think about. Another cool thing is Okay, this one I grabbed. This is a 1670 England 2 pence. This has Charles II on it. It's crazy to think this is just after Charles I got executed, after he was tried for treason, and after the English Civil War, after Cromwell took over, he took power. It's crazy to think. And then James took over power, and then the Glorious Revolution happened with William and Mary. Okay, sorry, as you notice, I'm a history buff. I like this kind of thing, but if you can zoom into there, it's a very small silver coin from England, Great Britain, 1670. So awesome little piece. Once again, this will go off to one of our clients. This next document is from 1790. This is what we call a reparations check. So this was after the American Revolution. Basically, this was paid out to a farmer whose farm got ransacked by the British troops. The history just comes to life with these things. So 1790, this reparations check was made. It's just awesome. It's things like these that make it so interesting.
One item I like is this ancient Greek coin. This is from about 200 BC, and it features Zeus on the obverse. And it's just amazing to think over 2,000 years have gone by since this coin was in circulation.
Another cool old coin. I love this one. Oh my goodness. So this one's from 1614. It's an Austrian double thaler. So it's a massive silver coin. This is from the Holy Roman Empire, Teutonic Order. Maximilian III is on the obverse. So super cool piece. Again, so this one we picked up at a trade show for about $700. When we go to resell it to a client, it's probably worth about $1,500 to $2,000. So an extremely rare piece, awesome find.
These are just a few of the pieces that we brought with us from our inventory.
Pretty awesome. As you guys can see, those have some serious value. Those were just a few we grabbed out. What started as dealing in little coins and currencies and baseball cards were little to nothing, just doing it for fun. So it's now turned into selling those items which are worth thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars. So it just goes to show we've really grown from something smaller to something huge. And the amount of transactions as well. We've done tens of thousands of transactions in this investment business.
That is no joke. We eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff.
Tens of thousands.
Spending so much time getting those orders out.
If you guys watched the documentary about me where we talked about the amount of hours we work, putting in 100-hour work weeks while managing school and everything else going on, I don't know how we do it, but it just goes to show it's things like that we're doing to really get to where we are now.
To meet the growing demand of this massive clientele, we had to start buying and buying more than just our local area could handle. We found ourselves traveling across the country to all the major trade shows and stopping along the way at all the antique shops, pawn shops, anywhere.
Yeah, it was amazing what we found. The deals you can find out there. So that's why we always travel to this day.
All right, what's up guys? So I'm Kieran O'Brien. I'm also 17 years old. I go to a local high school here. Friends with Jeffrey, and so we work a lot together on a bunch of different stuff.
You guys will see him around a lot in a lot of videos. You guys have already seen him around, but now you're gonna see him even more.
So yeah, so I'm involved a little bit with the YouTube channel here and there, and Lusso Dream Cars a little bit as well. But this is my company, Geared Social. I'm a digital marketing agency, so we do social media management, online content curation, web design, reputation management. Basically, we go to big brands, specifically automotive brands, of course, because I love cars. All of us love cars. We basically go to big brands and dealerships and manage their online presence. So again, Geared Social, gearedsocial.com. This is a little bit of my website as well. So we work closely with a lot of big brands, and you know,
awesome.
as you can see here, so social media management, online marketing, content curation, and web design. So yeah,
this man does a lot, and yeah, I remember when it was just starting, and we said that would be a great idea, so we kind of partnered up. So that's one more thing that he's the man doing it, but we've helped in some ways, and
yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Social media marketing, big thing nowadays with all the social media and marketing out there. Sweet. Another business that we're in the process of growing is our drop shipping business. I really like that form of business because it's really nice. If you guys are out there, definitely do consider it because it's nice. You don't have to really hold inventory. All you do is market the item and you profit the difference in there, you mark it up. So that's kind of cool. Another one that's kind of related and I didn't mention is affiliate marketing. That is when you market someone else's product, and if you lead to views or conversions or sales, you get a portion of the proceeds. So that's also nice. We're growing into that more and more as our marketing skills improve.
We also have our clothing lifestyle brand of JR Garage and JR Business growing at the moment.
That one's still fairly new, as you guys know, because it's associated with the YouTube channels, but we're hoping to grow that one. It's been really nice going through all the steps of a clothing brand, finding manufacturers to produce the clothing, not easy, keeping inventory, building a website with a shopping cart, and having all that stuff set up. So it's taught us a lot as well, so that's very nice. As some of you guys know from previous videos, we do quite a bit with stock trading actually. We got into it a couple years ago when one of our mentors introduced us to it. We've always been a fan of it and thought it was so cool that you own a portion of that company, which is really cool. So we eventually just dove right into it and we've been overall very successful. Of course you have to cut your losses early on some trades. Of course you lose money here and there. Of course it's super stressful. Oh my God, there are times when I wish I'd sold something earlier or later. You'll always tell yourself that when you're trading stocks, but that's just part of the game. But overall we've been quite successful. I do it a lot in school. Don't tell my teachers, but I'm under the desk trading stocks, and it's something very fun actually.
It's nice that when you own stocks, you're so engaged in what the company is doing and keeping track of all their earning reports and just keeping up to date with the entire sector that they're in, and then also their company specifically and how they're doing.
You do learn a lot about the company, and it opens you up to new industries and companies that you may have never known before. Future interests, that's the next section. Real estate, that's a big one. Everyone always says, oh, I get into real estate, that's where the money is at. What are you guys buying cars for? Buy a house. Maybe we like cars more, but we do like real estate as well. Especially in the area we're in. We're in the DC area. Heck, even the suburbs of DC, an acre lot is like $500,000. It's ridiculously expensive, and that's why we haven't gotten into it yet. But in the future, it could prove to be a profitable venture. So we've gotten really interested in real estate development, teardowns, renovations, a host of things you can do in real estate, as you guys already know, but it's really intriguing. It could be interesting to see if we could get into it in the future.
And a big interest of mine would be aviation, and that's also huge business. I'd love to see what we can do with that. Again, just making a business out of one of your passions. All right, guys, that's everything we put down on this list, but keep in mind, if there's something you can do to make money in high school, we've probably done it.
This is not everything. There are other smaller business ventures we're involved in, and you guys have to remember, that is the life of an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. You are constantly doing things. You're constantly looking for that next revenue stream, and that's what we've done. We've not just narrowed ourselves down to one thing and put all of our eggs in one basket. We've diversified. If one doesn't work, the others will work. That's what you have to do. So always be looking for that next source of income. It'll really allow you to stretch your arms wide and build for a really strong foundation moving forward. All right, on to the next page. So that's it with our businesses and the ones we've invested in and ones we want to do in the future. Let's talk about this channel and where we want to see it go.
Another one of the keys, something that we're so used to, is setting goals. So we'd like to set a goal here, right now. So something that's really important to us for the JR Business channel is we want to build a team.
This is vital for us. Like we always say, you can never do it alone. It's all about the team.
There's so many like-minded people out there, and also people who are just like us. People who want to make something happen, who were tired of the way things were and knew that it was time to get to it.
The amount of people who have direct messaged me, sent us emails, sent us Snapchats and Instagram messages, we've replied to hundreds. That we feel the drive. We know you guys have it, and we know there are tons of people out there ready to succeed.
We want to offer our real life experiences.
Guys, we've been building businesses for the last over 10 years. We started our first business when I was 6 years old with the lemonade stand. And since then, we've been non-stop hustling and building businesses. We've built up a massive amount of experience over these years building these businesses, tips and tricks, everything, the ins and outs that we want to share with you guys on this channel.
The things we want to share here are concrete. We've been there, we've done it, we know how to do it again.
Yeah, they're real. We're going to tell it like it is. It's nice how on JR Garage we can have fun, we can show our passion off with the cars, but this is JR Business. It says business in the title. We're getting down to work. This is concrete, real. We're telling you guys how it is. Business isn't always pretty. It's not pretty staying up until 4 a.m. working on business. It's not pretty waking up at 6 a.m. to drive 4 hours to go attend a convention. Business isn't pretty, but that's how it goes. And we know you guys are ready.
What we're doing here is we see the movement that there is toward entrepreneurship.
It's more evident than ever.
This channel will be beyond talk. We want results, we want substance.
This isn't a game, this is real business. We're not just gonna say, oh yeah, it's simple, you set this up, do this, and bam, you get your results. No, it requires an insane amount of dedication and hard work. And if you're not willing to put it in, you simply are setting yourself up for failure. It's not easy. It's business. So that's what we want. We want the results and we want to help you guys get there. We want to do everything we can to share with you our previous experience, our previous knowledge to get you over that hump and to get you on the path to financial freedom.
Why should you guys care?
We know you guys want financial independence. When we were broke as a joke, it wasn't fun. Just barely getting by, constantly being behind on payments, not being able to afford things. I just remember those times. We never bought new clothes. We never ate out places. It was just beyond tough. But again, without going through those tough times in our lives, we would never be here today. So I guess that's an advantage in a way.
We also want you guys to be able to have time freedom. While it may not seem like it now because we are so busy always working on the next thing, at the same time, we really do have time freedom. We get to set our own hours. We get to work on whatever we want to at whatever time.
Yeah, no one tells us when to show up to work. No one says you have to be at work at 9 to 5. We'll never work for anyone a day in our lives. We'll just always be entrepreneurs doing our own thing. And it's amazing the freedom we have. Yes, we work a ton, but we still get to pick out times when we can just, okay, go have some fun, go do this or that. And that's important. Sometimes I just feel so bad for the people working 9 to 5s. We see it all the time. Thousands of people coming back on the metro from their 9 to 5 and they look just miserable on a Monday or Tuesday. It makes us appreciate that we will never have to do that and we have that independence and we want you guys to have that too. One big tip I want to tell you guys is to always be communicating and interacting with other entrepreneurs. I remember when we were much smaller, we ran into a guy worth millions and his tips were to us, find your passion and find a way to make a business out of it. That was one. He also said, don't listen to the people who put you down. They are nobody's going nowhere and you are somebody going somewhere. And that kind of just rang in our head of, you know what, we do have a purpose. We can be something so much more. And that really gave us some drive. And I want you guys to realize that because I know a lot of you guys have some negative people around you. You just simply have to ignore them. 99% of the people we meet are uplifting, great, motivating, but there's always that 1% that try to extinguish the flame you have.
Even here on YouTube, the abundance of positive and like-minded people is astounding.
It's awesome. But despite that, we'll still encounter people who try to push us down. Other users and even some other YouTube channels will try to push you down, but I'm telling you right now, just do not listen to them. We haven't listened to them for a second. We use them as motivation to work even harder, and that's what you guys have got to do. If you have negative people in your life, use them as motivation. Prove them wrong. Prove that you can do it. Flipping back to the front, empowering entrepreneurs everywhere. That is our mission for this channel. That is where we want to take it.
Looking back at this success, we're so fortunate for all of our mentors and just entrepreneurship in general that we've been able to do what we've done.
And especially this day and age where anyone is able to succeed no matter where they came from, no matter how hard it was starting, you can do whatever you set your mind to.
And after all this, we realize it's time to share this wealth of knowledge and experiences that we've had with you guys.
We want to help each and every one of you achieve your desired level of success, whatever that may be. If you guys are willing to put in the work, we are too. We will always be there to support you. Ask us questions. We will try our best to help you out. We want to, going back to the team, it's a team. This is a team effort. It's you guys, us. We are all one. It's not my name. It's not his name. It's JR Business. It's the entire team. Now on to some fun stuff. To celebrate the channel, we are doing a pretty massive giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. While you're subscribing, go ahead and turn on post notifications so you can see when we upload videos. But we're gonna randomly pick winners. We're gonna randomly generate a first place winner who will win an iPad mini, Pretty sweet, sealed in the box. That's awesome. Second place winner will get a GoPro. Third place winner will receive $100 worth of store credit in the JR Garage clothing store. And then we'll pick 5 additional winners to select a t-shirt from the JR Garage store.
It's free and it's fun. You can't go wrong. We're so excited that there's going to be so many winners.
And if you're viewing this video months or years down the line, be sure to subscribe anyway, because we will be doing a lot of future giveaways. We will be selecting a winner hopefully every week or two to win a free prize.
I'm so excited. We are going to make young entrepreneurship happen, and it starts right here. Be sure to subscribe.
You're not going to want to miss our future content, and be sure to like this video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it, if you found it interesting and informative, and be sure to drop a comment down below what you think of young entrepreneurship, business owning. Do you agree with what we said? Do you disagree? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below. That is everything for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this setup, and I just cannot wait to do future content. So many different topics we can talk about. All this stuff, all these businesses, we can now go into depth on. Be sure to follow our social medias. All of our handles are Team JR Business. Simple as that. Twitter, Instagram, and other social medias, they're all Team JR Business. And be sure to check out our website at www.teamjrbusiness.com. All right, thank you so much for watching this video.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.